We have more now on our top story. Breaking news that we're tracking. Canadian icon Catherine O'Hara has died, according to multiple reports. O'Hara, and for more on this, let's bring in film critic Richard Crouse. And Richard, Catherine O'Hara was such a legend for decades. Tell us about what you're hearing when it comes to this news and her legacy.
Well, I see that you're, calling her an icon here, and that word absolutely belongs in any reference to Catherine O'Hara. She is someone who got her start at Second City here in Toronto, at the Adelaide and Lombard place, the theater that they used to have down there. She started off as a waitress, eventually ended up becoming an understudy for Gilda Radner, made it onto the main stage, and then, really made such an indelible impression on SCTV, the television show with John Candy and Eugene Levy and Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis, and I'm probably forgetting somebody, that she was such a standout on that show with her impressions of Lucille Ball and Katharine Hepburn and Brooke Shields and Meryl Streep. She is someone that has been making us laugh for 50 years. And to hear this news today, when we are in the middle of what feels like kind of a renaissance for her again. Schitt's Creek comes around. She wins an Emmy for that. The studio with Seth Rogen also earned her an Emmy, and she's been doing incredible other work, dramatic work, and shows like The Pain Hustlers, which was a drama about the opioid crisis, and she was a psychotherapist on The Last of Us, which was one of the most popular shows in the world while it was on. So this news comes to me to be such a shock, and has really kind of rocked me, because I have seen and enjoyed so much of her work over the years. But in the last couple of years, it just really seems like she has been so vividly etched in my imagination whenever I see her do something, whether it is, in the Beetlejuice sequel that she made, or on the studio, or whatever it might be, that she just felt so present and so alive and so vivid that it just feels unbelievable to me that there won't be more new, vivid Catherine O'Hara performances to enjoy.
Oh, that is so sad to think about. I feel like every time I see her name on the credits, it's going to be a good movie, a good TV show. She was 71 years old, like you mentioned. She's been entertaining us for 5 decades. Can you take us through where she started, where she ended, and how she's progressed throughout the years?
Well, she was someone who could do a lot of things, obviously best known as someone who could make us laugh. And that comes, from her work on SCTV, which was genius. If you go back and look at those old episodes, you have an entire cast working at the top of their intelligence, working at the top of their talents. And Catherine O'Hara was, one among them who was a standout in every episode that she appeared in. Then you have, we've just come out of the holiday season, and probably a lot of people out there watched Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Again, that iconic cry of Kevin when she realizes that she's left her son at home is something that is etched in people's memory. And you think about the work that she did with Tim Burton, with Beetlejuice, and all the other films that she made with him, A Nightmare Before Christmas and Frankenweenie, and you think about the variety of work. Some of it was voice work, some of it was live action. She could do drama, as we just talked about. This is a performer who was adept at doing a lot of things. I will always remember her and think of her as someone who made me laugh for almost as long as I can remember. Second City Television, SCTV, was for me a show that really was so important, because it really pointed out to me that Canadians could be hilarious. Canadians doing a new kind of comedy at the time that felt fresh and new and kind of edgy, and was something that really appealed to me. And she was a huge part of that. And so, when I think of her, I'll think of SCTV probably first and foremost, as I think a lot of people will be thinking about today.
Absolutely. It's hard to pick a favorite Catherine O'Hara TV and movie. There are so many to pick from. I know we are just learning about her death. I imagine there will be tributes pouring in all across the world.
Yeah.
What are you expecting the reaction to be in Hollywood and across the globe?
Well, we've already seen, not today, but we've already seen people talking about what an influence she was on it. There's a whole generation of, or two, maybe even, of comedic actors who grew up watching SCTV and then her subsequent career in movies and on television, who looked to her as someone who was seminal in terms of creating characters and the full-on feet-first way that she approached creating a character and making these characters big and exciting to watch. And, you know, I love that she was offered a spot on Saturday Night Live on SNL and turned it down because she wanted to stay in Canada and make SCTV with the incredible cast that she had over there. So I think that the legacy that we will see from Catherine O'Hara is not only the great work that we can look up online and rent and stream, but I think it will be in the generation or two or three of comedic actors who look to her as inspiration and learned from her and then are now moving the art form forward. So I think Catherine O'Hara's legacy is very firmly cemented in SCTV and her films and television, but I think there's more to come. I think that there is a generation or two to come that will look to her work and use it as inspiration, and that is part of her legacy as well.
Absolutely. And just terrible news we're receiving today. Film critic Richard Crouse, thanks so much for giving us more of her background. We appreciate it.